evening. You've joined us right here on the India Development Debate. I'm Taneia Bhardwaj and we're coming to you live from our Mumbai studios. It's turned out to be win some, lose some for both the BJP and Mamata Banerjee in the massive standoff in West Bengal. While the Supreme Court has allowed the CBI to interrogate Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajeev Kumar, the top court has barred the country's top investigative agency from arresting him. But in terms of political capital, it is Mamata all the way. For one, the Trinamool leader has clearly emerged as the rallying point for opposition parties, overshadowing Congress chief Rahul Gandhi. Not just that, her open and daring challenge to Modi has won the hearts of even fence-sitters like Orissa Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, who's seen cozying up to the BJP camp in the recent months. A landslide victory in West Bengal will catapult Mamata to the pole position, checkmating any Congress claim for the top job if the numbers don't add up for the NDA after the Lok Sabha polls. The emergence of Mamata Banerjee as a binding factor for opposition unity is what we're putting the spotlight on this evening on the India Development Debate. And for the next 1 hour, let me introduce our panel to you. Joining in from the TMC, Sukhendu Shekhar Roy is also Rajya Sabha MP. From the BJP, we've got Hitesh Jain joining in. Sanjay Jha, Congress spokesperson, is here with us as well. Sanjay Hegde, who's a senior advocate of the Supreme Court, joins in, and so does Abhijit Iyer Mitra, the senior fellow at the Institute of Peace and Conflict Studies. Gentlemen, good evening, and thank you to each one of you for taking the time out. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, let me begin by asking you. The Supreme Court has made it clear that the CBI can question the Kolkata police chief but cannot arrest him. He can be quizzed in a neutral place, which has been set as Shillong. A notice also has been issued to the Chief Secretary and the DG. Now, both the TMC and the BJP are claiming victory. Who do you think has the upper hand, or should we just look at this as a political draw, if you like?
Well, I personally come down on the side of the draw, though I don't know. I haven't heard much about this arrest warrant. As far as I know, the CBI landed up there to question him, not to arrest him. And if the court has provided him protection against arrest, good for them. But sitting here, I'm seeing this as a draw. What I find very curious, though, is why question him in Shillong? Why not question him in Kolkata itself? I mean, that should have been the easier thing to do. So as I see it, it's neither a win for anyone or a draw for anyone. It's just a continuation of the status quo, except this questioning in Shillong, which for me, I just find it perplexing. What about Shillong exactly is a neutral venue? But that's about it.
Hegde, let me ask you, after an unprecedented showdown, which pretty much spilled on the streets of Kolkata, the CBI says that it was forced to approach the court. The investigative agency says it issued summons after summons to the Kolkata Police Commissioner before they were really forced to land up at his door. Now, when pulled up by the Supreme Court in the past for dragging its feet on this chit fund scam case, the CBI has cited the lack of cooperation from the state. Can you really blame the CBI for being what many are calling over-enthusiastic, especially since, Rajeev Kumar was heading the special investigation team, which received all the documents from Sudipto Sen, who's the alleged kingpin in this case?
Now, let's assume that instead of Rajeev Kumar, you or I had some information which the CBI wanted, that we were witnesses and we were not accused. Do you think the CBI would have marched into our houses on a Sunday evening and said, answer us now, here and now, or otherwise we are going to arrest you? Come on. I do think they were more than over enthusiastic. They were probably acting under dictation. Be that as it may. There was also a Calcutta High Court order which protected the Mr. Rajeev Kumar and a lot of others. For 4.5 years, nothing really was done, and maybe they suddenly had a raging, tearing hurry to find out with regard to this particular incident and from this man alone, right on a Sunday evening. The man was Mr. Kumar would have been well within his powers to just tell him, please go to a court, get a warrant or whatever you want, get an order for my cooperation, and then I'll see you. But things obviously with all this high-handedness, when we went off track. Today, all that the court has done is to bring things back on track. They said, okay, fine, you want to interrogate the man, you interrogate him, but you will not arrest him. You think you will have problems with Calcutta? In Calcutta, we don't want a repeat of all this. Okay, we'll do it in a neutral location. That is Shillong. Then, with regard to the rest of the complaints, they said, we want to hear the West Bengal side of things also. Let us have them on affidavit, and thereafter we will take a call on how to proceed further. So, essentially today's Supreme Court order is a kind of standstill as far as high horses are concerned, and a go ahead as far as the investigation is concerned.
Okay.
Without necessarily threatening anybody with arrest.
All right. Okay. Let's get the TMC's point of view. Mr. Roy, when your own MPs, the leader of Lok Sabha, minister in the West Bengal government were arrested by the CBI, Mamata Banerjee didn't take to the streets. But when it comes to the questioning of the top cop, she's taken the fight to the opposition camp. Now, the inevitable question that many are asking is that, is the Kolkata Police Commissioner more important politically since he headed the SIT which probed this scam? How do you respond to that?
First of all, the narrative that you have just now stated is far from truth. This is going on round by the BJP spokespersons and the BJP propaganda machinery, which the points that you have raised now. First of all, when Mr. Madan Mitra, our minister, was arrested, statewide agitation was held, and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee herself led one such protest rally in the city of Kolkata, which you do not know, or possibly the BJP people have not properly counseled you on this. Secondly, when Mr. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay and another member of our party were arrested, the same thing was happened. Statewide agitation was held against the high-handedness of the CBI and the central government. The role of the CBI was questioned, and Mamata Banerjee visited Bhubaneswar Hospital to see our leader, Mr. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay. So it is not a fact that in the earlier occasions there was no role on the part of our Supremo. And now, what has been done by the CBI in case of Mr. Rajeev Kumar, who is the Commissioner of Police, this is another example of the high-handedness of the CBI at the instance of the central government, at the instance of the Modi, Amit Shah combined, and as rightly pointed out by one of the panelists, that on a Sunday evening, on Friday evening, the new CBI director was selected, and on Sunday evening, at the instance of the interim director, 40 officials of the CBI and ED stationed in Kolkata, they gherowed the residence of the Commissioner of Police. What for? To serve a summon? To interrogate him? For interrogating him, 40 people are required, or to arrest him. So it was a glaring example of illegality committed by the CBI, because in the past 1.5 years back, when the CBI wanted to interrogate the Commissioner of Police,
yes,
the state administration in writing told the CBI that state administration and officers of state administration are ready to cooperate with the investigation being done by the CBI, provided Rajeev Kumar is allowed to meet them in a third place. Not in his office, not in the office of the CBI, but in a third place, because the Commissioner of Police is a dignified post, and once his dignity is shattered, then the morale of the police force will go down. That point should be kept in mind. It's an administrative matter.
Fair enough, Mr. Roy. All right.
Thereafter, 1.5 years, CBI kept quiet, did not do anything, and the Supreme Court has actually approved that suggestion of the state administration.
Absolutely, Mr. Roy. In fact, Mr. Roy, I'm going to put that question to Hitesh Jain, but I would really urge you. I'm not trying to build any narrative here. I'm simply pointing the criticism against the TMC towards your direction. So please do take that, in that spirit. And Hitesh Jain, let's talk about what Mr. Roy has said. The Sarda investigation was handed over to the CBI in 2014. Ever since, little progress has been made with, of course, a handful of arrests. The CBI has been sort of criticized for dragging its feet, and you have to say that this overdrive is now being viewed with suspicion, given that the election is just a couple of months again. Again, Hitesh Jain, how would you respond to that charge?
In 2014, when CBI took over the investigation, one of the reasons why CBI took over the investigation was the West Bengal police administration were shielding the accused and they were not investigating properly. That was precisely the order of the Supreme Court, that is on the basis of which they directed the CBI to take the investigation. What happened in 2016? Congress President Rahul Gandhi and a whole lot of Congress leaders, including the panelist Sanjay Jha, they said that TMC is running a mafia raj. They are shielding the accused. Sarda is a huge scam. It should be investigated and all the accused are being shielded. Now let me come to the progress. As far as the progress is concerned, in last 5 years, 80 charge sheets have been filed. The scam is running into 20,000 to 30,000 crore. 80 charge sheets have been filed. From 2017, 20 summons have been issued to this gentleman, the police officer, commissioner, to come and cooperate with the investigation. Now, what does he do? He does not come. We also know, we should know, one of the accused in the case was the Director General of West Bengal Police, someone who is the highest top-ranking police officer, was an accused who was arrested. So the fact that the police officers were hand in glove are not denied. The fact that they had botched up the investigation has not been denied. The fact that in this 5 years, after filing 80 charge sheets also, the more you go deeper, the more the facts are coming. And the fact that the CBI mentioned that they gave all the false records, at the end of the day, you have to understand, CBI is the investigating machinery. They have to file a complete comprehensive charge sheet. In the charge sheet is one part. In the court, they have to prove that the evidence is there and that evidence is a credible evidence. For example, if you have said that there are phone call records, there are documents, you have to get the correct documents. What has happened in 2G case? The Supreme Court frowned that the quality of the evidence that was submitted by the CBI between 2009 and 2012 was not of a sterling quality, and that evidence is not admissible. So do we want this case also to go onto the track of 2G, where on the facade of investigation was shown, but really, frankly speaking, during that time, there were so many loopholes in the investigation. So what did the Supreme CBI wanted to do? And where did they say that they have to arrest? Fine, they came with the officers, but I mean, at the end of the day, what has happened? Today, the courts have told that he should cooperate with the investigation.
Yes, right. Yes, Hitesh, thank you for making that point. Mr. Roy, I see that you want to sort of counter that, but it's only fair that we allow everybody on the panel to speak. So I'm going to take it across to Mr. Sanjay Jha before I come back to you. Sanjay Jha, tell us what the Congress's stand is. It's a bit puzzling because on one hand, you've got your party president who's thrown his weight behind Mamata Banerjee. But on the other hand, you've got the state unit that seems to be singing a different tune. And I'm saying that because you've got a sitting Congress MP, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who's claiming that there's no democracy in Bengal and they're even organizing a rally against the TMC government. So how do these 2 points of view reconcile? Help us understand.
Well, Taneia, good evening. But what is the fundamental point of this debate? That is principally the destruction and decimation of institutions of governance in our country since Narendra Modi became Prime Minister. Now look at the state of CBI. You have the CBI 1, CBI 2, the senior most officers, Alok Verma and Rakesh Asthana, who had to wash their dirty linen in public, and the world could see the political conspiracy behind them. And it all pointed out to the proximity of Narendra Modi with Rakesh Asthana. So for the BJP to today wax eloquent on governance and corruption is frankly a pathetic joke. Now let's come down to the accusation that the BJP spokesperson made. I agree with him The Congress party said it then, and I speak as a responsible spokesperson today and tell you that the Saradha chit fund scam and the Rose Valley scam must be investigated. But why are we ignoring the paradox here? Mukul Roy, who's been actually allegedly accused of helping the chairman of the Saradha chit fund scam, Mr. Sudipto Sen, to escape from Kolkata, is with the BJP. Has the CBI asked any questions of Mr. Mukul Roy before descending into Kolkata on a Sunday evening with a contingent of 40 people to suddenly demand the arrest of the police commissioner? Have they asked any questions of a gentleman by the name of Himanta Biswa Sharma, who is now their chief political architect for the Northeast, who's also been accused of being involved with the Saradha chit fund scam? No questions asked. So charity, my dear friends, starts at home. You see, Taneia, the long and short of this story is that there is a rule of governance in this country that Modi and Shah don't believe in following. The CBI can only enter into a state, this is part of our federal structure, whether it's corruption or crime, if the state government voluntarily asks them to come in or there is a court order. In this case, neither existed. Point number two, the West Bengal government and the Andhra Pradesh government have specifically passed a resolution saying that they do not believe that the CBI is going to be given an automatic general permission to enter the states. This is the kind of cynicism and dismay at what has become the convenient Bureau of Investigation under Narendra Modi and Shah. The CBI, everybody knows, has saved Amit Shah in the fake encounter cases by not appealing. You know how they have targeted Akhilesh Yadav, Lalu Prasad Yadav ji. This is brazen politics. After 5 years, Narendra Modi and Amit Shah have suddenly realized that West Bengal is slipped out of their hands because their polarized politics is boomeranged. I'm not here to defend the TMC. They already have a very good spokesperson on your channel. Okay, my job is to just put it down straight. This is a fight for democracy. This is the fight for a federal structure. And this is to expose that Narendra Modi and Amit Shah are a danger to India's democracy.
Okay, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, you know, the fact is that it is political supremacy, isn't it, that lies at the heart of this face-off that we've seen unfolding over the last 3 days. What else possibly explains this confrontationist stance?
So there's several things. Tell me one thing in India that isn't political. Have you ever come across an investigation that hasn't been politicized in this country or hasn't been used for political ends by one party or the other? You know, I mean, we can go through a whole history of CBI and I can dig up hundreds of tweets from everybody. Anybody comes to arrest you, it becomes a political vendetta. Anybody comes to question you, it becomes a political vendetta. You know, at some point we have to start separating the fact that there may also be, things aren't monocausal, they're always multicausal. There may be a political angle at play here, but equally, let's understand that the scam is huge. Many people have been deprived of their life savings, and this has run into the tens of thousands of crores. This is no joke. Second, I don't understand what the CBI exactly has done wrong out here. I mean, we can talk about overdrive, but the fact remains that this gentleman, Rajeev Kumar, was issued several summons. He refused to cooperate in it. And the question there is why? Because if you remember when Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Narendra Modi were under investigation for 2002, they certainly didn't ban the CBI from operating in Gujarat, even though they could have invoked the same provisions that were invoked here, and they chose to face the law. So what do people have to hide out here? Second, you know, a lot of people are throwing around this figure of why 40 CBI officers. Well, if you look at what the CBI has submitted to the Supreme Court today, their main concern seems to be the destruction of evidence by Mr. Rajeev Kumar. And what they've basically gone around, why you need 40 officers, logistically speaking, I can hazard a guess, is to protect and insulate the evidence, whatever evidence is left that hasn't been destroyed, from further tampering and damage. Now, is it Rajeev Kumar's right to refuse to cooperate? Absolutely, yes. If he doesn't want to cooperate, he can just keep quiet and say, well, you know what, I'm not cooperating, get, and one other panelist made this point, get a subpoena or something like that from a court, and I will cooperate with you. Now, the problem here is that If that were indeed the case, the thing is, this is a court-guided investigation. And if that were the case, why has the Supreme Court sent contempt of court notices to the bureaucracy and the police in that state? Contempt of court clearly indicates that what the Bengal police did was wrong. Did Mr. Rajeev Kumar have a right to just appear in front of the CBI and say, guys, you know what, I'm not cooperating with you, take a hike? Absolutely. But let's be clear, the Supreme Court has made it very, very clear out here that the West Bengal police and bureaucracy have committed, they're up for contempt of court. I don't know if they've committed it or not, but they'll certainly be heard about it.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Abhijit, for that. Sanjay Hegde, let me ask you, the West Bengal's counsel in Supreme Court, Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, argued that for 5 years, there was no FIR launched against Rajeev Kumar under Section 201 of the IPC, which pertains to, the destruction of evidence. Was the great urgency to question the police chief, again, you think, dictated by political reality? Also, for the sake of our viewers, tell us, does an agency need to file an FIR, even if it wants to question? And I'm saying this because, you had Mr. Nageshwar Rao over the weekend in a press conference say that the CBI never wanted to or intended to arrest Mr. Kumar.
Well, there was a CBI officer on camera who said that he had come to arrest, if I remember rightly. But be that as it may, there is already an FIR pending. There's already an FIR pending. They are investigating. And Rajeev Kumar is not a suspect, he is a witness. He was the investigating officer earlier. The Supreme Court is not monitoring this investigation. There, one of your other panelists is wrong when he said it's a court-monitored investigation. No. The Supreme Court only said we will transfer the investigation from West Bengal to the CBI because more than one state is involved. There are investors from Orissa, there are investors from Assam. There is a multi-state angle, so it's better that the CBI does it. Now, in approaching a witness, the witness, as your TMC panelist said, told them, look, I'm police commissioner. Let's meet in a neutral venue. I'll give you what you want. The modalities were still at large. Now, it was not that he had denied cooperation. At this stage, you come with a show of force and say, ready or not, we are out here to get you. Then, of course, there was some reaction which was bound to happen. Look, instead of the CBI, let's assume it was the Jharkhand police to whom the Supreme Court had transferred this. Do you think the Jharkhand police would have come marching up Calcutta and saying, okay, answer, otherwise you go to jail? Certainly not. And one big point is, after all, who is the CBI? The CBI consists of police officers on deputation from various states. There's no real independent CBI cadre as such. The CBI head is also chosen from a list of available officers from various states. Ultimately, when one set of policemen wants to arrest another policeman, I think a lot of crooks and robbers will be having the last laugh outside. Please, let's stop this charade. Go ahead, investigate in orderly fashion.
Okay. Mr. Roy, let's come back to you. I know you wanted to respond to some points that, Hitesh Jain raised. I also want to ask you about, Mamata Banerjee's decision to call off her sit-in. She stretched it for almost till about 6:30 p.m. this evening. Tell us, what was the trigger to call it off nearly 7 hours after, the Supreme Court had put out its verdict?
After the moral, legal and political victory arising out of the Supreme Court order, it was decided by our party Supremo to withdraw the dharna or the satyagraha. Now, so far the other points are concerned that I wanted to raise. Before that, I must thank Mr. Nageshwar that he has adequately explained the legal position. I am not going on into that. But I would like to mention that the BJP spokesperson had distorted the Supreme Court order. Nowhere in the Supreme Court order, the Supreme Court had condemned the state police or state agency. Rather, The role of the state police agency was lauded by the Supreme Court in paragraph 31 of the judgment dated 9th May 2014, when the matter was disposed of, not under monitoring of Supreme Court. And it says, only one line I want to quote from paragraph 31 of the judgment. It says, and I quote, "The state police agency has done well in making seizures, in registering cases, in completing investigation in most of the cases, and filing charge sheets, and bringing those who are responsible to book," unquote. Therefore, the role of the state police agency was lauded by Supreme Court, and that agency was headed by Mr. Rajeev Kumar, who is now an witness, not an accused, in the pending CBI investigation. So whatever is done, it is a political wish hunt, because the BJP has miserably failed to make any headway in the political scenario of West Bengal. They are now engineering all sorts of nefarious activities in West Bengal to show their muscle power, and that muscle power will be thwarted by the people of West Bengal. Now, one line from the letter written by Mr. Arun Jaitley to the then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh on 27th of September 2013, I would like to quote, when the CBI investigation was going on in respect of Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah, what Mr. Jaitley wrote to Dr. Manmohan Singh. One line I would like to quote. He said, and the allegation was, the probable purpose of the CBI in this case was to try and implicate the political establishment of Gujarat, setting aside the pretense of federal character of India's governance, unquote.
Yes,
who is shouting? Who is shouting? Please ask him to stop.
So
who is shouting? Please ask him to stop.
So nobody is saying anything. It's just people.
I request some civility.
Sir, there's nobody, absolutely nobody interrupting you.
Ask him to stop.
Mr. Roy, there's nobody interrupting you. But let me take it across to the BJP spokesperson.
This is the allegation.
Yes.
This is the Taneia.
Yes,
Taneia,
sir.
hold on, please.
Yes.
Hold on, please, Taneia. This is the allegation made by Mr. Arun Jaitley against the then central government by writing a letter to the then Prime Minister. Should we repeat the thing against the present central government?
Right.
That the federal character of India's government has been compromised?
Right, Mr. Rao, we will come back to you,
Should
sir.
we say?
Thank you. Mr. Rao, I need to now take it to the next panelist. Hitesh Jain, do respond to that, and also to the charge that you had, Sanjay Jha make, that the BJP seems to be very conveniently shielding the likes of Mukul Roy, who've jumped ship, and also who's one of the prime accused in this case.
As far as Sanjay Jha is concerned, when the West Bengal Congress chief does not take him or his president, national president, seriously, so let's not make any comment on what he says, because he's not even taken seriously. They call this thing, they call Sharda as a serious scam. They feel that this whole charade of police commissioner is nothing but Mamata Banerjee trying to shield the corrupt person. They demand that the Rajeev Kumar should be investigated. So first they should seal their house, and you look at their tweet of 2016 and all. So this argument what Sanjay Jha is today is making an argument of convenience. Don't worry, after 2 years they will say ignore this tweet, we will come with new argument. I will tell you frankly speaking what is going on. So there is this business of Monday Mayawati, Tuesday Akhilesh Yadav, Wednesday somebody else, Thursday somebody else, then on weekend Rahul Gandhi. So all this list of prime ministers and everything was being prepared. So when all this list of prime ministers was being prepared, now Mamata Banerjee is also being trying to eye the post of the prime minister. So frankly, when she found that she is lagging somewhere in the battle, when her MPs were arrested, when the 80 charge sheets were filed, when the Director General Police of West Bengal was arrested, she never sat on dharna or any other things. election seasons are there. She wants to establish her supremacy as one of the superior leader of the Mahagathbandhan, and she wants to promote herself as the Prime Minister face of the country. So therefore, the charade of Dharna, I mean, she has no love, care or affection for Rajeev Kumar also. Rajeev Kumar is also it's one of the tool in the larger game she is playing. So this is the politics at the best that is going on, and the fact that 80 charge sheets, 20 summons responded, they have no answer. And what has happened today? The Supreme Court, they said that he will not face the investigation before CBI. Supreme Court says go and face the investigation before the CBI. Second, they were claiming that there is some Calcutta High Court order which protects them. So instead of hauling the CBI for contempt, the Supreme Court has issued the contempt notice against West Bengal District Administration. So if the contempt notice has been issued against the entire West Bengal administration, including the principal secretary and the police officer, the police commissioner has been required to face before the CBI. Now, if someone claims this as a moral, legal and political victory, then I don't know what losing amounts to. And as far as Congress is concerned, they should revisit their tweets, they should revisit their speeches of 2016, and they should answer. I mean, he is not answering. Why is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary demanding an investigation against the police commissioner? There is no response to that. So Sanjay Jha has no legs to stand. Every 1 year or every 6 months, they will conveniently keep on changing their version.
Right,
so
but Hitesh, you didn't respond to my question about shielding Mukul Roy either. You didn't say any, you didn't respond to that. But okay, I'm going to give it another go. But let me first, go to Sanjay Jha because I'm also running out of time. Sanjay Jha, respond to that. It's also political opportunism for the Congress, isn't it? Because, you've got Rafale, on which your party rarely misses a chance to call out the Chowkidar. We haven't heard you utter a single word on the alleged involvement of TMC leaders in this multi-crore, scam. At least not your central leadership. Again, is this being viewed from an anti-Modi Gathbandhan prism? Because it's seeming that the Congress wants to sort of run with the hares and hunt with the hounds.
Taneia, let me tell you the reason why the BJP will not say a word, and despite waxing eloquent for 5 minutes, the BJP spokesperson cut such a sorry figure. Because how can you defend it? The BJP is involved in the Saradha chit fund scam with Mukul Roy and Himanta Biswa Sharma being the principal accused. So this is hypocrisy at its most blatant level. So let's not even go down that road. What is the truth? The truth of the matter is that Saradha chit fund is a scam.
But they were called,
ordinary people have been duped. Nobody is even denying that. I'm not here carrying a brief. Excuse me, do not interrupt in the middle. Please be civilized. Do not interrupt in the middle. Now, let me make a point here. There's an audio tape which is in circulation. I would request you and every viewer of this wonderful program to please go and read it. Read the transcript if you don't want to hear the audio tape, where Kailash Vijay Varghya of the BJP, in conversation with Mukul Roy, who is the principal accused in the chit fund scam, they are saying to each other how they should fix the top cops in West Bengal. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the BJP has reduced our great democracy to? A banana republic. There's an open conversation going on to try and fix people in the police services. So you can imagine the extent to which the BJP will stoop low for political power. But the truth of the matter is very straightforward. As far as we are concerned, India's democracy under Narendra Modi and Shah, you have seen what's happened to CBI, Income Tax, Enforcement Directorate, everybody. Let me tell you the other truth, which I think the TMC spokesperson may confirm. The notices sent to the police commissioner have been backdated, which means he's not been given dates to actually appear because they have given it with a backdate. So if this is the kind of manipulation is being done by the BJP, I mean, they have reached probably the most pathetic pedestrian standard of, I think, political misbehavior. The people of India have taught them a lesson in the last 3 states of Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and I think they are wise enough to see the writing on the wall, which is why the desperation is showing. Narendra Modi is waving where there is no audience, and they are talking a whole lot of rubbish. You can see the Supreme Court is castigating them for the kind of provocative communal politics they are playing in Assam on the issue of the Citizenship Amendment Bill. I think the BJP's last gambit has always been very deep divisive communal and religious polarization. I think they have now realized even that is not going to work.
Yeah.
People are asking them only one question, मेरी नौकरी कहाँ है, किसानों का ये हालत कहाँ है, मेरे 15 लाख कहाँ हैं, मेरा ये 2 करोड़ नौकरी कहाँ गया, मेरा MSP कहाँ गया, और ये बताइए कि अंत में आपने इतने हमसे झूठ क्यों बोले. And they have no answers.
Okay. I think we're just going to take a break on that note. Everybody just sort of catch your breath, and we'll be right back on this edition of the India Development Debate. Keep watching. Welcome back. You're watching the India Development Debate. I'm Taneia Bhardwaj, and we're putting the spotlight on the emergence of Mamata Banerjee as a binding factor for opposition unity. Well, let's take it straight across to our guests. Abhijit, let me ask you, Mamata has gone back to her street fighting days, as many headlines are putting it. As a political observer, Abhijit, this is for you. Has the BJP, which, is sort of also trying to make its mark in West Bengal, somewhere put the fear back in Mamata Banerjee?
No, I think on the BJP's part, it's a bit of a political blunder, and I think Mamata Banerjee is playing to her strengths. She's a very, very good street fighter. You do not take her on the streets. And if she gets out on the streets, you're in trouble. So I don't think the BJP fully comprehended what it was getting into, but I think they're each playing to their strengths. The BJP is playing to the fact that there is a huge constituency within Bengal that is that was cheated because of this chit scam, and Ms. Banerjee's obvious attempts to shield them. And Ms. Banerjee is playing to her constituency, which is basically saying, bring it out onto the streets. I am not going to play this out in the courts and things like that. I'm going to play this out on the streets. It's a popularity contest. That said, I just want to address one question that some of the other panelists didn't take, which is, why not Mukul Roy? Well, see, here's the issue. First of all, it's not just the Sharjah chit fund scam. What he's being questioned on, from what we hear from the CBI representation in the Supreme Court today, is destruction of evidence. That is the immediate catalyst from what we hear the CBI said in the Supreme Court. Second, I don't understand. Yes, Hemanta Biswal Sarma is also implicated in this by some reports, as is Mukul Roy, prime accused apparently, according to some others. It's a bit like getting caught and saying, well, there are hundreds of other murders taking place here. Why didn't you catch those other people too? Going after everybody or just one person, and it doesn't make sense. So the second thing here is, somebody was going on complaining on this panel, why did it take them 5 years to do this? Why so close to the elections? It's a political game. Yes, but then here's the problem. The moment the summons were given to Rajeev Kumar, really, what's his problem in going and simply answering the questions? Is he not on top of his brief? After all, if he's doing the investigation, he should be willing to depose immediately about it. Why the delaying tactics? So again, I mean, if the government's delayed by 5 years, what is this excuse of modality, interminable modalities that have been going on for something like 6-7 months to almost a year right now, for something as simple as a police chief to come and depose about something that he is already investigating and should be on top of. I'd just like to say there's only one additional thing that's come out here. Understand that for all the accusations that are being made of CBI high-handedness, the Supreme Court hasn't come down on the CBI. The Supreme Court has only issued additional notices. The only additional charges today are contempt against the police commissioner and the principal secretary in Bengal. But that's about it.
Thank you for that. Mr. Hegde, I just want to take a moment, and also, the fact that this has become a political hot potato apart. Does anyone also care about the investors who've lost crores, for, viewers who may be aggrieved parties? What becomes of the course of this investigation, and what happens to them?
I don't think there is anybody who's concerned, because ultimately, if somebody is concerned for them, then that person who has that concern will have to pay back their money. no state government or no government will repay money which has been lost to fraudsters. The question is which politician or which other man benefited, and whether you can put them away in jail and then subsequently fine them, so that at least some of that ill-gotten money comes back at least to the state, if not the investors. The investors are the last concern. The concern is who can we get to being near a jail in this particular crime. So, what's really happening is selective targeting. Oh, your name is on the diary, that one's name is on the diary. Okay, if you are on one side, then you are absolutely immunized from investigation. If you are on the other side, no, you must be a crook. We'll put the full force of our investigative machinery after you. Right now, what needs to be done is a depoliticization of the investigation. Why do courts hand matters for investigation to the CBI? Basically, because they say that at the local level, at the state level, the police force is under the state government and hence may be politicized. Therefore, they give it to the CBI, assuming that the CBI is non-political. But what happens when the CBI is infiltrated by the central government? And a central government which does not necessarily seem to stand too much on niceties or on running a country with as little friction as possible. You know, in the midst of all this about he said, she said, I just wondered, where have we gone as a country? You are a channel which concentrates on economics.
Yes, yes.
Each moment that the Prime Minister and the politicians spend fighting each other is time where their attention is drawn away from the economy. At the end of the day, as Bill Clinton famously said, it's the economy is stupid. So please concentrate on the economy, get our jobs going, get the virtuous cycle of consumption restarted. That is where India is failing.
Okay. Mr. Roy, my next question is to you. You know, the genesis of this confrontation clearly goes back to the state government's decision to not allow the BJP to, carry out a Yath Yatra and not allow Amit Shah and Yogi Adityanath's choppers to land in Bengal. You know, if you're so sure about the BJP not being a factor in Bengal politics, many would say, then why not allow BJP leaders to conduct rallies and address crowds in Bengal?
Yes, you arrange another this talk show on the BJP agenda of Rath Yatra. I will participate. Today, Mr. Hegde, what Mr. Hegde has said, it was never said in the Supreme Court judgment, nowhere any aspersion was cast on the state police. Rather, I quote 2 lines, 3 lines from the Supreme Court judgment. Allow me, please. Investigation conducted so far puts a question mark on the role of regulatory authorities like SEBI, Register of Companies, and officials of the RBI. Possible connivance of those who are charged with the duty of preventing the scams of such nature needs to be closely examined and effectively dealt with. Investigation into the larger conspiracy angle will inevitably bring such statutory regulators also under scrutiny. My question is, this is the order of the Supreme Court. What action has been initiated by CBI against the corrupt officials of the regulatory authorities? Anybody has been arrested? Anyone has been interrogated? Supreme Court has never said that CBI, you go and attack the Trinamool Congress people, you go and attack the Bengal police officers. Supreme Court never said that. So this is a fight between democracy and authoritarianism. This is a fight between federalism and unitarianism, and we shall fight to the finish. On the eve of election, the CBI has been let loose by the central government to terrorize the state administration and the political administration of the Bengal government.
Yes, Mr. Roy, I'm sorry, I'll have to come in there because I have just last 4 minutes left on the show and I want to get a word from both the BJP and the Congress. Hitesh Jain, very quickly, how is your party evaluating its prospects in Bengal? You know, the BJP is looking to win 22 seats. Now, unless you've got the organization and cadre support, one would imagine that it's only going to remain a pipe dream.
Well, frankly speaking, the events that are showing in the last 2 to 3 months, where West Bengal administration is completely petrified of the BJP campaign, and the very fact that Mamata Banerjee's chopper can land at the same place, but Amit Shah's chopper cannot land. Suddenly there are technical problems for Yogi Adityanath's choppers not coming on the ground. Even the Rath Yatras aspects are concerned. They try to do everything to stop the campaign. But we are not afraid or intimidated by such tactics. We have the support of people. The people of West Bengal are with us. And I am very confident that when you will see the results of the elections in the May 2019, when you will see the results, you will see a resounding slap on the face of the Trinamool Congress government administration, the manner in the corrupt administration which they are running, and all those people who challenged and who were shouting that Trinamool Congress is a corrupt administration and who keep on changing their stands, even they will be shown the door. So we are very confident that people are with us. People are seeing this drama. We are not afraid about what has happened today. In fact, on the contrary, we are vindicated by the fact that the police commissioner has been told to join the investigation and answer to the CBI, and all this drama has been brought to an end. The only reason why Mamata Banerjee backed off from the dharna was the contempt notice that was issued by the Supreme Court. She is well aware that there is something, they did something seriously wrong, and all this argument of democracy and all, I mean, you give the sermons, but when you do not allow the opposition to come and campaign in your state, and when your party runs a banner that Modi Chodo, Bharat Chodo Modi, and all this, such kind of languages are used by the Trinamool Congress cadre, this clearly shows where is the nepotism, where the democracy is in trouble. I mean, this is all clearly evident from the actions of the Trinamool Congress. So we are confident with the support of the people, and come 2019 and you will see people standing and backing the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay. Sanjay Jha, last question to you. The index of opposition's unity for now seems to be with Mamata Banerjee. You know, many critics would say that your double standards on fighting corruption on one hand and then opposing the Prime Minister on the other might just put you on a sticky wicket.
Taneia, let me tell you, this battle that we are talking about, what's happening in Kolkata, is not about the Congress or the TMC. It's about Narendra Modi and Amit Shah versus the people of India. And there is no way this is a country of Gandhiji. This is a battle between Gandhiji's ideology and the hate of Nathuram Godse. And I can promise you that temporarily, maybe some people were misled in 2014. But the writing is now on the wall for the BJP. If they are so politically arrogant as to not even take the lessons from the rout in the 3 states in the Hindi heartland, God bless them. But let me tell you the political chicanery of this Narendra Modi Shah government. Rafale deal, 1,30,000 crores involving national security of India, destroying a public sector HAL, helping Anil Ambani in Rafale. Where is Narendra Modi and the BJP on putting a CBI inquiry there? Why are they scared of a JPC? Because they know they are corrupt. And as far as the outcome in May 2019, I will share with you, everybody who is in politics knows that an internal survey of the BJP has already told them that they would be probably getting around 150. This was a few weeks ago. By the end of this program, they may be down to 140. But I can promise you, by the time the election results come, they could be down to double digits. So there is a momentum against the BJP. There is a wave against the BJP. The people have already made up their minds to defeat Narendra Modi and Amit Shah and the BJP. It's a matter of time, a couple of weeks, and we'll get to know the doodh ka doodh and the pani ka pani.
All right, gentlemen, I'm afraid I have to wrap up this very spirited discussion, but big thank you to each one of you, Sukhendu Shekhar Roy, Hitesh Jain, Sanjay Jha, Sanjay Hegde, as well as Abhijit Iyer. Gentlemen, thank you so much.